The point I'm trying to get to is EOW. It reciprocates the energy I put into it. You know what I
Mm.
mean? It's not always in full. Like the minute I give this energy, I get it back. But at some point in time, I get what I give and put into it. Whereas these other jobs that I've been doing for the longest, you give a lot, you put in a lot, but what you get back is like $35 an hour. You know what I mean? There's no extra love in it. There's no thank you so much for what you did. And I did have a few of those moments with the Dalai Lama of one is one of them, which was beautiful. And you know, you feel it, but that's a spiritual thing, and that's why I feel that. So for EOW to me is more spiritual. Like the whole working realm does nothing for my spirit at all, and it's really just draining me. You know what I'm saying? It was the conclusion I came to after all of these years of doing stuff and not really getting what you give and put into it. People
Mm.
are like fire you in a second. Like it's like I said. So I've got people that I no longer deal with, but I'm like, yo, I'm not going to look at the one thing that might have torn apart our relationship to the point where we're not talking. I'm going to look at everything you did for me that was good and just leave it at that.
So I gotta ask you a question. Can we expand more on the Dalai Lama? Like, I
Oh,
mean,
yes.
because you
Okay.
just like
So,
threw that in, and we're like, yeah, that's enough. And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't want to cut you
so
off, but I'm like, that's kind of
yeah.
like you
So,
met the
at the,
Dalai Lama.
yes, at the church. So the Dalai Lama used to come through to the church and use our space every year. So this is in the summertime. And the first year that we did it, there was a little bit of problem with the microphones, but I fixed it in the middle of what was going on. And the people that he came with acknowledged it. So when he came the next year, they actually introduced me to him and all of this. And even though we couldn't communicate language wise, there were people there that translated, and it was mad cool. Like he gave me a blessing and all of that, which I think is really super amazing. Um, and the people that he works with, right? The following year we come, and there's mad extra stuff that we got to do. And I'm telling the guy, I'm like, listen, don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. We got a week. Like, I'll make sure that this is up. I'll make sure that this works. And he was like, thank you. And he literally comes up to me and he's like, yo, like you've made me feel so at ease and given me less stress right now. He was like, is there anything like I could do for you? And I'm like, nah, dude, like this is my job, this is what I do. And you're one of the people I don't mind doing it for because I feel your energy and you're doing a great thing, Dalai Lama, etc. So he goes through everything and we do the thing, the actual event, no problems, everything goes smooth. He comes up to me, balled up fist, like, give me a pound, boom, puts $100 in my hand. And I'm like, dude, like, he's like, no, 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 you can't take it, you can't give it back. I put my hands behind my back, like, dude, you earned it. Like, I appreciate you, all of this. But they were giving out these items, a scarf, right? That the Dalai Lama had previously blessed. And that I wanted one of them, but they had run out. You know what I mean? There was so many people that came that they didn't have anymore. Yo, and this dude comes up to me later on and he gives me one. Like I put one to the side just for you because I knew you would want this item, et cetera, et cetera. I still have it too. So that's what I mean. Like there was some reciprocation there. You know what I'm saying? And
Dude,
and
like,
that's
there's so
amazing.
many interesting things about your story, right? Because, like, something I'm realizing is you're not, like, a huge attention whore, is the best way to put it. Like, you're
Mm-mm.
really just like, yeah, I do my job, I do what I gotta do. I'm just about the energy, I'm about the positive vibes, etc., etc. And what I noticed is in all of your stories, there's an element of you contributing to whatever it is. Even in this Dalai Lama story, you showed that you could solve a problem for him, right? It's like you were able to show value. You didn't ask for anything. It was maybe the circumstances just allowed for it to happen naturally, But at the end of the day, you also weren't like probably cocky about it. You also probably weren't like give me something special or showboaty about it. If I remember from your last conversation with me, it's treat celebrities like they're humans,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
Which is great advice in my life. I would imagine if I'm gonna try to get celebrities up on this channel, treat them like they're all humans, right? Like,
Yeah.
which is really cool. Um, but you just went through and did it. But like every part of your story, you're like, yo, let me go into this place where the church has wireless mics, and let me make sure that these mics come back to the end of the week. And there's that loyalty to it, right? Like when we think about end of the week, everybody thinks about Nonezeo today, right? Like, and
Yeah.
that
The word that I get from everybody is selfless. They're like, yo, you're selfless. Like you don't really think about what you're doing. You're just trying to accommodate and make stuff happen. And
You
honestly,
know,
that's
Ooh.
me to a T.